Welcome to the I Ching Cafe and our weekly I Ching overview for the week commencing the 10th of June. Before we get into this week's overview, let's just cast our minds back, shall we, to last week where we were working with dispersing the obstacles, all right, clearing out the negative energy, taking that great idea we were working towards, rallying people and focus around moving and pushing against gravity, breaking through that stained glass window like I shared the story last week, and understanding where we were young and inexperienced and needing some development, accepting and having an openness to our learning and saying, hey, we don't know everything. Let's go and ask for help. Let's go and ask the elders. Let's go and engage with others to broaden our view because there's something here we don't fully understand. Okay, so how did that work out for you? Where was your learning? Where did you make some silly mistakes? Okay, and learn from those. And where was that energy dispersed as you worked and pushed through the obstacles in your way? Please do share a comment if something came up for you. This week, what are we being asked to pay attention to more than anything else, considering all the things that are happening for us individually in our own lives? Collectively, what is an image, a metaphor, a symbol that we can reflect on to help us focus on the week ahead? And it is the ultimate focus hexagram because it's hexagram 26, Taming Power of the Great, or the Great Accumulates. This hexagram is so interesting because it talks about this great power we have, okay? So that's the trigram on the bottom, okay? Creative, heaven. And at the top we have mountain, which is blocked obstacles, okay, restrictions. And we have this power that's wanting to move out, okay, and we have this restriction pushing back. And this hexagram, its strategy is that in order to bring our power to the situation, we can't be wild with our power. We have to be super laser focused. Okay, so we take all our power and we focus them through a very narrow beam. Okay, you can imagine this laser, right? We could be light all over. The moment we take the laser, we concentrate the light into a very focused beam. Okay, we can cut through thick metal. And that's the idea. There's an energy here of constraining your power, of harnessing and focusing your power to push through a very narrow channel. I love the imagery with this hexagram of the ultimate martial arts or kung fu master. Okay, you can put in there a Bruce Lee or a Jackie Chan or whatever. Okay, you put in your own person or your own picture that you have. But you know, when you look at how they work and how they're able to smash through, you know, bricks and things, what they're doing is they're learning to harness their chi, okay, their vital energy, all right? And they're using particular movements and they're using particular mantras and thoughts to take all that wild creative energy, that chi force, and to focus it in. Okay, I think of like Kill Bill, where, you know, the final move where, anyway, I don't want to spoil if people haven't seen it. But anyway, it's that idea of you could use a very focused, powerful force, small amount of movement that has channeled and focused all that energy, right, through that development, through that focusing process, that little action can be fatal, okay, or can be powerful, can be absolutely pivotal in moving forward. So there's huge power in this hexagram, huge potential, huge wonderful energy. The way we work with it is we have a central, clear idea, a focused idea, and we push all our energy into achieving this idea. Like the idea of when we take a photograph, all right, obviously now we have lenses that look very different to the lenses of old days or the cameras that I grew up with. And light comes in and those lenses concentrate all that light into a very small little area that then becomes your imprint, okay, your focused capturing of the moment. All right. So that's what we're working with this week is focus, focus, focus. The ultimate focus hexagram. This is what it is, okay. Focus your power, focus your energy, discipline, all the things that come with Kung Fu, okay. All those energies of practice, repeating, discipline, focus. I mean, if there's any a week to do particular types of meditation, that's the week to do it in because we can focus our energy. have one single idea, a clear idea that everything is reflected through. Not dissimilar to the changing line we had last week. Not dissimilar to the idea we've got for the whole of June, okay? Fighting through those obstacles, right? Moving through, making progress, feeling blocked, putting energy in, being focused. There's a lot of very similar stories wrapped together at this time. And that's how we maximize our moment. That's how we maximize a relationship or a work situation or a team issue or your strategy in your business. Being hyper focused. Okay. There are two changing lines, okay, in the second and the fifth position. So these are luckily stronger positions, okay, than some of the other positions in the structure. They are in the center of each trigram, so they have a greater stability to them. In the second position, this line, unfortunately, brings us this idea of there is a stop. All right. What we do, we've got a cart that's moving forward, okay, and you've got to take some part of the cart out, the axle tree they refer to in the lines, and accept, right? We've got a precious cargo we're carrying. We need to halt, shore up, and wait for a better time. I see this kind of picture of all these ox wagons going on a journey, right? And the sun's starting to go down. You've got to make camp. And so instead of just pushing on and pushing on and pushing on and pushing on, you've got to accept that in order to protect the precious cargo, you've got to, corral these wagons together, form your camp, form your base, wait it out. Perhaps there's some bad weather coming, and just be patient. So there's something here as we start off the week where there is some stoppage, some restriction, and it's wise to accept the restriction. In my mind, I'm thinking about the event that has just taken place and how intensive and hectic it was, hence last week's overview, and how this week my team is exhausted. Okay, they're absolutely exhausted at having pushed and worked unbelievably hard last week for this big idea we were working on. So maybe, for me, I'm thinking this line says, accept that your team is exhausted and find ways that everyone can rest. Everyone can slow down, all right? There's not like a continual pushing out. Everything must come to a stop. So that's what I'm thinking for me. But it's that idea of just accepting where the energy comes to a standstill. And what you have to do, your mandate, is to protect the precious cargo you're carrying on this journey. And, these different kind of ox carts can be, different people in your team or different parts of your business or different parts of your life where, corral together, form a camp, take some time out, accept the stoppage, and wait for a better time when you can then push forward vigorously. And that's the idea. It's a timeout. Accepting where a timeout is required to regather, regroup, and then be ready to push out again as a team when the time is right. Okay. In the fifth position, this line has a lovely victory energy to it. If we have succeeded in learning the lesson of how not to let our wild force run rampant, but to be focused. Okay. So the victories come this week where we have been focused and contained, and we have actually learned to harness our energy as opposed to just wildly shooting off in all directions. Okay. One of the great ways we can do this and work with this line is to have a plan, right? Because when we have a plan, when we have a focus as a team or in a personal situation, having a plan and having an idea of what needs to get done is a focusing, maturing thing, okay? Because when we fire off from the hip, whenever we think of a new thing to do, okay, our energy is wild and all over the place, and we're uncontained. And this hexagram and these changing lines want us to be contained and focused. Laser beam. Okay, so we either will learn the lesson of where we've been wild, okay, and things don't work, okay, maybe that's what we're here to learn this week, or we have done that and we've been focused and we've been planning and creating a planned outcome, and we see the victory of that. We see the result of the doors opening because we have harnessed our inner force and we've been clear and focused as to what we're trying to do. Okay, so we might feel the pain of the wildness, okay, come to haunt us. We might realize how being focused and harnessed has helped us, all right? And either two of those options, and maybe both, are relevant for us to work with this week. Okay, so two interesting changing lines. One where we accept the stoppage, okay? We look after and protect the cargo, protect the people around us, regroup. And the other is we master our wildness, okay, by being focused and having a plan. Or we then are willing to learn the lesson that comes when our wildness shows itself, all right? Or our past wildness shows itself and reveals where we have learned something, or we can reflect on something from this hexagram, okay? It's not always about mastering it every week. Sometimes about learning where in the past we didn't learn something from this hexagram, and it's come to us now, and now we have to deal with the consequences. But as long as we learn from it, the hexagram is still reflecting back at us things that we need to learn and heal through. So where do these two changing lines lead to? Okay, hexagram 37, the family. Okay, this hexagram is all about the home, the hearth, the center of your life, the thing that you come back to every day that puts you into a state of protection and safety and connection with others. That's what our families do. No matter what happens to us in our outside world, we should be coming home to our nest. Okay, and I know that for all of us, there's times where the nest is not a happy place. Okay, there's disruption, or there's discord, or there's confusion about roles, or there's chaos. These are all things that happen in our families. But what we are working towards, that ideal, is when we come home, we go, I can just be because I'm home. Okay, that feeling. I'm connected with this family that will just be there with me no matter what has happened in the day. That's the energy that we are working with, all right? The heart, the center of our life, and connecting with our family, whether it's our work family or our home family, whatever it might be, is building relationships and connection with others in a family, okay? A family of people. And there's nothing more powerful in a work context, feeling like you're in a family of like-minded people, where you are not blood related, but you are connected, all right, to the thing that you're trying to achieve. Very, very powerful. The thing with a family, okay, everyone needs to know their place and do their jobs, okay? So in a family, when the young son wants to be the big man, okay, the alpha male, we have a problem, all right? And the same thing in all the relationships, no matter what the gender, we have important relationships and hierarchy in a family that must be maintained in order for there to be order and not chaos. And perhaps for this week, the path to victory is getting those sorted, creating a sense of family around us, creating a sense of commitment to roles, and everyone knows what their jobs are, their contribution to the family, and everyone does what they need to create that feeling of cohesiveness, the hearth, the place we are all belonging to and connected to, and where we feel at home, where we feel like we're part of a family, that despite the world and whatever's happening, whatever craziness is happening around us, there's a place to go to, okay, where the fire burns, where we can tell stories and we can share and we can sit and have a meal together. And that's a great idea for this week, is have meals together, whether it's your family or whether it's your work family. Eat together, share together, be present with each other this week. It's a powerful tool for us to build upon as we move forward into the rest of June. And of course, if you haven't yet done so, go and check out the June overview, where you can learn more about the progress we are making, the challenges to that progress, and the tools and strategies the I Ching brings us of how to overcome them. Thank you for being here with me this week. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button, okay? That really helps. Or share it if someone needs this information. And of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, bell, follow on the podcast. You know what to do to get the episodes straight into your app as they are published. And I look forward to seeing you for our next weekly overview very soon. Until then, take care.